Hello and welcome back to my channel. So this morning I was on IG stories and I started with just asking you which palette we should use today because I have these two similar looking rainbowy patterns. These two similar looking rainbow palettes. Let me open this Wet n Wild one so you guys can see what I am talking about. The palette that won the poll was this guy here. This is from a brand called LAROC. Now it's not the LAROC that we're used to. The LAROC that we're used to is L-O-R-A-C, and this is L-A-R-O-C, like a very, very similar name. I'm pretty sure that this is a UK brand. I did order this palette after seeing it online just because it looked intriguing. I didn't realize that it was this big. So that is the palette that we're going to use today. And even though it's a rainbowy palette, we're gonna go for like a more Thanksgiving-y vibe today. I would just like to clarify that Christmas is from November 1st to November 27th. November 28th is Thanksgiving, and then we're right back into Christmas. I put up my Christmas decorations, I think, like 2 weeks ago, and people always ask like why I put my Christmas decorations out so early, and it's because it takes so long to do that I'm like, I'm not just gonna have these out for 30 days. Like I need these out for like at least 70 days. So I like to put my Christmas decorations up early, and we are going to do like a Christmas decor video, but I'm gonna save that till November so nobody gets triggered by my Christmas decorations, okay? Because some of y'all are Grinches and y'all get mad apparently when you see early Christmas decorations. We're gonna do a more like Thanksgiving-y look, like orangey tones and stuff like that. Let me moisturize my face while we are chatting. I'm gonna use the Summer Fridays jet lag mask just because my skin is a little dry. I'm a little under the weather. I think that's just from being in London and it was really cold. It's kind of cold in Florida now, but not like it was in London. It was like actually snowing. I've been to Colorado and stuff, so I've seen snow, but I've never seen snow fall from the sky, so that was cool. It wasn't cold enough to keep the snow like on the ground, so it was just like a bunch of snow flurries. Is that what they're called? Let me stop acting like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was cool to see snow fall from the sky. But I feel like my skin is really dry, so we're just gonna add a little bit or a lot of it of the Summer Fridays jet lag mask. This is a mask that you can use literally any way that you want to use it. You can use it as legit a mask as it's intended for, or you can use it as a moisturizer, you can use it as an overnight mask. I just really like it all over the face as my moisturizer. I'm gonna let this sink in for a good second though before we move on to the rest of our face, but it's so good and it's like really refreshing because it's like pepperminty. You guys have seen me talk about the jet lag mask. Okay, favorite ever, all time. So the two primers that I asked you guys to vote on were this one from Henriksen, and this is the Banana Bright Face Primer. And then this is a new one from Victoria Beckham, and this is the Cell Rejuvenating Primer Moisturizer. But I was hoping you guys would vote for this one, but you guys voted for this one. So we're gonna use the Banana Bright Face Primer. Ugh. That one had like a little chunk on it. I don't like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know, like that little dry piece. So we're gonna just use this guy as our primer today. That's Orange crying because he doesn't know I'm here. Orange, I'm in the back. Mama's back here. He just left, that's why he was crying. He probably didn't think anybody was here. This is getting hydrated today. We go out of town again on Saturday. We're going to New Jersey, but it's just a quick trip. We will be back home on Monday morning. Maybe in that video we can like convince Jeremy to start his own YouTube channel because the amount of DMs I got after he made those like chicken mole tacos. He makes like this really bomb like street corn coleslaw. I don't even know what it is. Let me stop acting like I know what he does in this kitchen because I do not. I can barely butter toast. Very lucky woman. Let me see what you voted on. Let me see what you voted on. So the vote was between the Dose of Colors foundation and the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. And this is the foundation that you guys voted on. It was really close. I think it was like 49 to 51. So we are going to use the Maybelline Dream Cover. This is a full coverage protective makeup with sunscreen. It has an SPF of 50 in it. See, hopefully this is my color. If not, we can make it work. I feel like it's gonna be a little warm on me just by looking at it in the tube, but like I said, we can make anything work. Yeah, like you see she's a little warm. It's nice though. like good coverage. Ooh. So if ever your foundation shade is not your shade, and even if it is your shade, drag that shit down to the neck. Drag it to your neck. You ever watch like The Housewives? I might have watched a few episodes in my day, but I always notice when they're in their interview and like they have on a really deep cut V, like the face color to the neck color is insane. Like if I'm wearing anything that shows my skin and I have makeup on, I will drag the foundation all the way down just so that you don't have that demarcation line. And just, again, I say this all the time, but so you're the same kind of texture and smoothness like all the way down any kind of skin that's showing. It's makeup, y'all. It's makeup. It doesn't specifically need to only go on your face. I'm using a Tarte brush to apply it. I like the tube that it's in. I like this little pointy applicator. And even though I'm using a brush, I'm still doing like pouncing motions. So we keep the foundation, we keep the coverage by pushing it in instead of like going like this, which I do that, but I do it more so at the end to kind of pick up any excess product. But when we're first laying it down, it's all about pushing it in. It didn't give you guys an option to vote on any brow products because I literally only use one brow product, and it's this guy from Benefit, which is the Precisely My Brow Pencil. I haven't got my eyebrows done yet, okay? Before next year, they'll be done. I gotta go all the way to LA to get my brows done. Like, give me a second. The hairs don't even bother me anymore. Like, I could not get them done and be perfectly fine. Remember, don't judge them until the end because I need to fluff them. Or don't fluff them until the very, very end. Keep that in mind. No brows to brows on. I'm going to apply some primer to my lids. This is the Blank Canvas Primer from P.Louise and Mitchell. This shit is thick, y'all. I wish it was like a smaller opening, so like so much product didn't come out, because I feel like a lot of product comes out, but still, this is so good for just like all over the lid. This is the most amazing base to cut the crease too. But since I've had this, I've been putting it all over my lid, even when I don't cut the crease, and I feel like my shadow is just like pop. This foundation looks very orange on camera, but I feel like it'll come together once we get everything on. Again, it's very thick, so I just kind of pick a little bit up and then mash it around just to kind of thin it out a little bit. We'll just put this all over our lid. It's like honestly insane how much pigment is in this little guy. And then I'm gonna take like a fluffier brush just to kind of blend the edges. We are going to use this LAROC palette again. This is the Artistry book, and we're going to do like an orangey vibe situation, you know? There is a very bright orange eyeshadow in here. I don't know if we're going to go for that because our foundation is giving us very orange vibes to begin with. Look how big this palette is, y'all. I just realized the mic was in the shot. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to go more cherry soda. Maybe we'll add a little bit of this, but so far I feel like cherry soda is calling my name. Pack this on the lid. I feel like using that base too really helps with fallout because it just sticks so well to your lid, like the eyeshadow. So really I'm just getting the color on before we're worrying about blending. There's like legit no fallout on my face. I'm telling you, it's because of the damn base too. I'm gonna switch to kind of like a pencil-y, fluffy brush, pick up some product, and then start pulling it up into our crease. Using light pressure as I blend. And then I'm going to take a clean brush. Add a little bit of Psycho to the mix. Kind of adding that out here on the corner. Cute. So I'm going to deepen this up, and I think I'm going to go with this brownie shade here, just because it's looking a little bright. So let's go ahead and deepen it up. So we're going to take brownie, and we're going to do the same thing. I don't know what is up with this brush. That out on the corner out there. I get a little flat brush to just really pack some brown on this corner. All right, let's put on some lashes and then we'll come back to our O's. Let me get a sip of water. All right, so I know that you guys voted for the Baddie Bee lashes. I just love the Ardell Wispies so much. I'm sorry guys, I have to outvote you guys. I'm gonna go Ardell Wispies. Has anybody seen this new duo? It has both the dark tone and white in one convenient little guy like this. So these wispies that I'm using are the Studio Effects wispies. So they're kind of like customized looking lashes. They have just a little more dimension and a little bit fuller than the original wispy lash. Give them a fluff up always. It's kind of like curling your lashes but without having to risk ripping your lash off. Okay, so you guys voted on concealer as well. It was between the Dose of Colors and the Il Makiage concealer, which I've never tried, but you guys voted for Dose of Colors, which I'm kind of glad that you did because this concealer is so bomb. So I'm going to use this in the shade 11. Let's get all these random little stray hairs out of the way. We're gonna go right under. I love these concealers, like the consistency and the blendability is just on point. I'm gonna add a little bit of concealer to other parts of my face that I don't usually do, just to help this foundation look not so orange. So we'll blend a little bit of the lighter concealer around the face. Blend this out. This concealer blends out so easy, it's crazy. Look at that. I didn't take it completely up underneath my eye because we're gonna put some shadow underneath there. So I do the majority of the blending right on the edge of the concealer, and then when we get up in this area I do a lot of tapping because that's where I want the coverage. But like any of the edges is where you do the majority of the blending, and then when you're like here you can do the tapping again to like push the product, and then as you get out towards the edges and stuff is when you can start blending. Yeah, I got a lot of questions on how I did my contour the other day, and I started first with one of these Dose of Color concealers. This is in the shade 27, and I'm just gonna put some on the back of my hand like so. And I don't remember what brush I used. I definitely don't think it was this Morphe brush, but this is what we are gonna use, and I'm just gonna pick some up on my hand like this. And this dries fast, so you want to work quick and with light pressure so you don't really move anything around. I'm just going to add a little bit of this first in our hollows. Like, doesn't it really look like a shadow? So I'm just pushing this in. I'm not really rubbing because I don't want to disturb our foundation underneath, because if you rub too hard you can pull it off. But I'm just gonna tap this in And a little heavier on that side so you guys could see. And then push it up. Do it on my temples. When you blend, just use light pressure so you're not, again, disturbing the foundation, because what can happen is if you blend too hard, you see how you'll get like that spot in the middle. And I'm just gonna take our concealer brush and just push over this. So I don't always cream contour. I honestly don't even know why I did it the other day, but I had a lot of questions in that picture, so I just wanted to show you guys what I did. Sometimes I feel like it just gives you like a stronger contour when you start with the cream contour first, but I don't always have time for that. Like, it's a little much, and it's easy to mess up your face with cream contour, I feel like. So just do it if you're feeling brave. If you're not feeling brave, don't do it, because it can smell the fear and then it'll mess up your foundation, then you'll be mad that you cream contoured. So the two powders that I had you guys choose between was the Kylie Cosmetics Soft Pink Powder and then the Ben Nye Fair Translucent Powder. You guys are tired of seeing this because you voted for the Kylie. I'm using mine in the shade Soft Pink because this was the closest color that I could find to my Ben Nye. So I'm just gonna pop some of this in the cap. This is easier to work with than the Ben Nye one. I'm just gonna pick some of this up, look up, and set. Whoa. So I feel like the Kylie powders are really, really similar to the Ben Nye. Hold on, I got so much powder in my eye. Yeah, I feel like the Kylie setting powders are very similar to the texture and the power of the Ben Nye ones, because before Kylie came out with these powders, her makeup artist would always use the Ben Nye powder. So I feel like, oh, that does look really nice though. I'm not gonna front. I feel like it has a little bit more color to it. Y'all know what you're doing. That powder is very nice. And then for the actual bronzer I used was this TooFaced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This bronzer is really, really pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. So just use a light hand. Like, I barely have any product on this brush. Alright, so I want to do like more of an orangey tone. So this is actually a really old blush. It's from a matte collection, and it is called Ocean City. I'm gonna go for more of this orangey tone on the bottom. Just get right up in those apples. Don't be scared to blush. And then I'm just gonna take our powder brush and go over this. And then we're gonna take a little bit more of our Kylie powder, beauty blender, pick that up, and then we're just gonna go from the corner of our mouth up. Just to get a little extra sculpt on our contour. Corner of my mouth, up. And then we'll just let that chill for a second. I'm gonna take a black liner and just go over this, like our band, while this sits here. Just so that you can't see, like I see a little bit of lash glue there and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna take a black eyeliner and go over this. You see like the difference? It's just like little things. Little things can make a difference. And then you can get rid of this. And then I'm gonna take the shade, I think Psycho, which is that little bit deeper red. You can take this like further down under the eye. And then with the same pencil, I'm just gonna go in with the shade Brownie. and keep this closer to our lash line. I just wore this lip combo the other day and I really liked it, so I'm gonna wear it again today. Was it 3? No, bitch, it was 2. I'm gonna start first with this Victoria Beckham lip definer, and this is in the shade 4 to line our lips with. These lip liners are really nice. I like a lip liner that's like a combination of like dry and creamy, because if it's too dry, it's like a struggle to get it on your lips, and then if it's too creamy, you can like slip and slide all over your lips. So this one is like the perfect combination of like a dry, creamy lip liner. Hopefully that makes sense. And then I'm gonna go in with MAC Viva Glam II. Goes so good with this lip liner. More lip liner, always. This is from Artist Couture, and this is Uncensored. Oh yeah. It has this cool wand that just kind of glides across your lips. I thought I got all these hairs down, but bitch, I didn't. And then this is our completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will say that first time using this, I am impressed with the palette. I saw a lot of people saying that the shadows were a little dry and hard to work with, but that is not the impression that I got with them. And it could be because I used that really good base, which kind of popped the colors and made everything kind of blend and stay on my lid a little more than maybe had I not used the primer on my lids. Very impressed with these shadows. Let me just touch one of these shimmery, whoa, shadows, and yeah, I mean, that looks nice. But it's easy to make like a hand swatch look nice. So we will do another look with this palette involving more of the shimmer tone shades. And good call on this Kylie soft pink powder. This is actually really nice, and I didn't have to add that extra step of using a brightening powder, which I usually do when I use the Ben Nye Fair powder. So you guys had some good picks today. I know that I didn't give you control of the lip because I didn't know what look I was gonna do yet, so that's why I just chose this lip. So yeah, that is it for me. I don't think I have anything else to tell you guys except I love you, and I will see you guys super soon in a new video. Bye guys.